very special guest in studio. You can hear him Tuesdays from noon to 2 on AM 1220 KHTS for Total Financial Solutions Safer Money Hour, and tfswealth.com for more information. But joining me is Arif Halaby.
Hey, how are you?
There he is.
A lot of fun.
All these people are here clapping for you.
Wow. Well, this is an honor to be on Kyle.
You can call it whatever you
Kyle
want.
Jellings?
That's my name. Yes.
Oh, okay,
yeah. Thanks, I appreciate that.
Yeah, we go way back. Carl and I. Kyle.
No, it's Kyle.
Kyle.
It's Kyle.
Yeah. Good friends.
Yeah.
Deep.
So the reason you're here, not because we're promoting your show, but you can listen noon to 2, or you can listen to all the podcasts at hometownstation.com or stream live at hometownstation.com. But today is your 10-year anniversary of being on KHTS.
Yeah, 10 years ago today, we had an idea as a company, and I thought, hey, I'm going to go on the radio, kind of educate people, tell them a little bit about the financial world, and help them make decisions and choices that everybody has to make anyway. We all have to make financial decisions, whether you're rich or poor, young or old. You touch a dollar or a penny every day. And I thought, wouldn't it be great to have the concept of basics, money basics, things that nobody else is going to tell you. You know, people graduate college and high school with all these degrees and depth of knowledge, and yet how many times do people understand compound interest or how credit cards work, or should they buy or lease a car? And when is it better to do this? Well, my brother-in-law said, and my sister, mom's cousin, and so I'm going to do it. Sometimes you win, and most of the time people lose. So we had this idea. Let's come on in. And I thought, really, between you and I thought I would have about 6 months.
Really?
I said maybe 3 months. I could probably push 6 months worth of knowledge. And back then we did Tuesday and Thursday from 1 to 2 was our show. And we did that program for probably over 6 or 7 years, maybe more. But
was that Total Money School? Was that what the show was called, or is that the program that?
Yeah, that was we have had now a total of 6 different titles.
Oh, okay.
Because we emphasize different things as things changed over time. But initially we had the debt solution.
Okay.
And that was all debt related, specifically on Tuesday. And then the insurance connection was our show on Thursday. So we talk about insurance related things. And so you can see that with a name like that and with the focus, debt, certainly there's credit cards, but cars and loans, and man, we never ran out. We never ran out of things to say. Always seemed like we were running out of time rather than information and knowledge, and wonderful feedback from people. So we did that for probably, maybe 5 or 6 years. And then we changed it up a little bit and said we're going to run the total financial hour, and that was on Thursdays. But the total financial hour was specific. About every 20 minutes, we'd cover debt one period of time, insurance, a topic on another, and then a scam. Because we were starting to find that scams and frauds were really beginning to hit Santa Clarita. And so we were dabbling those in and dropping those in as we would find them along the way. And then on Tuesday was the Total Money School hour, where we take one particular lesson and teach it for the whole hour. A lot of fun. Changed everything that we did as a company. And I remember 10 years ago, I told my wife, I go, hey, listen, I think this can work. We have a good idea. I think people need to hear about it. And she's oh, really? Do you think that? It's not like you're a shy guy, Arif. So, yeah, the rest is history.
I think it's important. You talk about all these degrees and stuff. Once you get a degree, in theory, you should get a job and you get paid. But then, you don't really have an education on what you're supposed to do with that money. to make sure you still have it for the long haul. And this is probably one of the most important things that you need to learn about is what to do with your money so you can take care of yourself and your family.
Well, see,
you don't really learn that in school.
No, it used to be that how well you were at what you did. So if you were an apprentice of something, let's say you were a shoemaker, well, you'd start out and you'd sweep the floors and you'd clean up the scraps, and then eventually, over some cases years, you would become trained and become a journeyman or a shoemaker expert. Well, that shoemaker would trade his shoes for the chicken farmer down the street. And the chicken farmer would start out sweeping and cleaning and then eventually would learn how to breed chickens and keep disease away and how to make them flourish and what feed works. And then that person would become, if you will, a journeyman farmer. And they would change and they would barter. So how good you were at managing chickens and making sure that they grew properly really dictated your wealth, because you could go out and say, my family needs shoes, so I'm going to trade you 5 chickens. But you might say, well, listen, Arif, you're a brand new chicken farmer. Your chickens are okay, but come on, really? They're not that big. They're not that. I'm going to need eight chickens. And we would barter. The moment about 120 years ago when that became illegal, people don't realize you can't just barter. You have to write it down on your taxes. You got to pay taxes on it. So the government says now, chicken farmer, you have to be paid in dollars. And shoemaker, you have to be paid in dollars so that we can tax it. So suddenly you didn't have to be really good at what you did anymore, as much as you had to understand the money in which you were paid. And when that happened, it changed everything. Suddenly people, and still look, people think, oh, I got to get a bachelor's. No, I got to get a master's. No, it's a PhD. And they go down and become a journeyman in their field, whatever it might be, and an expert in their field, whatever it might be. And they forget that they're elementary school students when it comes to managing their money. It's no wonder that people are broke. So we've come in and said, we're going to teach that. And man, 10 years have passed.
Yeah, and it's been a fantastic run. I love what you do. I think it's wonderful teaching people because of especially the way the economy is, not as great as it could be.
Yeah.
And so it's something people that certainly need to know. And 10 years on KHTS. Unbelievable.
Pretty exciting. Thanks for having me on your show.
Yeah,
This is a blast.
Yeah, so tune in today. Every Tuesday from noon to 2 for Total Financial Solutions Safer Money Hour. Or you can go to tfswealth.com. And what's the phone number?
753-9683.
I was going to say it.
Oh, wow. That's good. So 753-9683. We're located in Newhall, right in Old Town Newhall, one of my favorite places in the Valley. I just love the charm. And
there's some good eats right by where you were at.
Gosh. Egg Plantation, Newhall Refinery. Persia's out there now.
Yeah.
You could eat at a different place every day and not be bored.
Yeah. Excellent. Arif, congratulations, and we're excited for the next 10.
Thank you. Thanks so much for having me.
And you're under contract, so you have no choice.
I think my contract expired 9.5 years ago.
Is that what happened?
Maybe even more than that.
There you have it. Arif Halaby, 10 years for Total Financial Solutions on KHTS.